So today's matches in the group stage of IEM Cologne 2022 saw G2 make a really early exit in this tournament, coming into this tournament ranked at number 6 in the world and ultimately losing twice in group stages to be eliminated, with their first loss being from Movistar and their second loss coming from NIP. Definitely a disappointing performance for the European squad.
Yeah, I think when you look at this roster, I think they're also similarly to Vitality going to blame Alexi B and Jax, like they're going to blame Apex and Masuda on Vitality for their bad performances. The roster just every single time it comes to a major event, it feels like they fall short, and now they're not struggling to even make playoffs.
Yeah, but I think it was pretty clear there just wasn't much cohesiveness in the calling and execution of the calling throughout the series. I mean, it was a whirlwind of a series with both teams dropping a ridiculous amount of rounds and then mounting a comeback and then falling short. It was
Yeah.
it was a whirlwind.
The CT side of G2 looks okay at times, but their T side, sometimes it's okay, but then other times it's abysmal and it looks horrible and they have no idea what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it's also worth noting Niko had some pretty bad games today. On Ancient, he only had a .67 rating with 7 kills and 18 deaths.
It
That just
seems
can't
like
be happening.
it seems like when they play, like I don't know if Nico demands it or if that's their play style, but they have Nico try and work something on his own, and when he's on, it works very well. And other times, like on Inferno, he couldn't find anything or get it going, and it just seemed like their whole offense came to a halt because they're waiting on picks to come that were just like they don't know how to initiate. Instead, they just wait for mistakes at times.
It also just seems like a bulk of G2's success in these past couple months is reliant on one of their 3 star players just popping off, being Hunter, Monesy, and Niko. I feel like a majority of their wins come from when one of them just goes nuclear on a map, as
Yeah,
opposed to coordinated and calculated wins.
that's definitely true. They wait way too long and rely too heavily on superstar performances instead of cohesion. I do think they need to switch out Alexi, and I don't know who they're going to switch him for, but they definitely need to start shopping for like an IGL that can make these pieces work.
Yeah, I agree. I personally think they should swap out Jax, maybe send an offer over to JKS. My point being that they lose a lot of clutch situations, and maybe someone like JKS could prevent those clutches from even occurring, or maybe even if he has to enter the clutch himself, I think he'd ultimately come out much better than Jax would.
Yeah, they need to get better like initiations and like first actions on their offenses. So they just have some sort of direction because their mid round is it's just like a mess at times, and you can tell that Alexi really has no idea how to optimize his parts.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think a huge part of it too comes down to the mentality of the team. Like you can see on the camera like Niko running his hands through his hair, yelling, just getting super upset. And when you enter situations where it's kind of do or die, you're losing a lot in a row, you have to keep your head cool in order to get that comeback going.
Feel like Nico definitely rage IGLs at times and just gets super tunnel vision when they're losing and then kind of affects the gameplay of his teammates.
Yeah, I think you could learn a thing or two from Hunter, who just manages to stay cool in pretty much any situation.